Hello everyone. In this video, I want to show you how you can use Recall to track your habits. This is how I'm doing it. You might have a different application that you're tracking your habits in right now, but if you're someone that's coming from, say, maybe leveraging Obsidian for your habit tracking, this is another way you could possibly do that if you're looking at Recall to be your second brain type of application where you're doing your journaling and things like that. I've been putting in journal entries into Recall here for a few weeks now, and I want to show you how I've been tracking habits and what you can do with the habit tracking via the AI to chat piece that comes with Recall here. So if I go into first, let me actually show you the format that I'm using here. So when I come into Recall and I format my daily journal, I basically come in and put in a template here. I'm using a keyboard snippet application to do this. Any of those type of apps will work, but this is the main portion here for the habits. I just have a heading that says habits, and then I'm putting the habits underneath. What I've been doing is creating this almost a markdown checklist format here and pre-putting these in here so that I can fill those out later. And when I do the actual habit that I want to do, I just put an X in that particular habit and to mark that it's been done or completed. Just if I had a checkbox in Obsidian, when I click on it, it would basically do the same thing. So keeping that same text-based formatting that would be universal. So if this information is exported out, I can easily kind of view this stuff over in Obsidian or any other markdown based or supported application. So this is how I format it, and that's pretty much it. Now, let me go ahead and delete this one and then go into the chat and show you what we could do from the chat here. One, I could drill down into where the daily journals are. If I go back to home, let's open up the Explorer. You can see here from the Tag Explorer, this is how I'm formatting mine. If you watch any of my other videos, you'll see how I like to have a certain number of top levels, and then I drill down in them. We can see here for the journals, I have the year, and then I'm breaking them down into the month. And then once we're in the month, I'm putting the actual journal for the days in here in their own, they're just their own card. If I go into today's, I don't think I have anything in here yet. Nope. Here we can see where I've marked these off from a habit standpoint, habit tracking standpoint. Typically I would have a bunch of other stuff that I would put in here also. And yeah, it would just all live in these daily journals. So what I could do from the chat is force it to come in here and say only focus in its context on this particular month, which helps narrow down what the AI can see and prevents a little bit of confusion, which could potentially happen. But I've seen that Recall actually works even without doing that. But in this case, I want to show that you can do it. You can either use the @ symbol, and then I can put in journal and then pick whatever month I want to, or I can even do the entire year or journal as a top level just to have all the journals shown in there. For this one here, since I'm not going to go past a month, I'll go ahead and just consolidate the context for this 1 month of September. And then I'll just say create a habit table that shows the last 2 days of habits that and we'll just go ahead and send that to the AI and see what comes back. So this is not a standard prompt that I typically use, but I just want to show that you can pretty much just go in here and type in something and see what it comes back with. And we're doing this here live. So we can see here that it went and it took today and then yesterday. So the last 2 days, and it's showing here across the top where it has all the habits. And then it just puts yes or no based on whether I put an X in there. So I didn't train it on saying the checkbox markdown format. If I have an X in it, it means done or any of that. It just figured it out. So it's smart enough to know that particular piece. So now that I have this in here, I could say, because you can see it's going across there from a table format here, markdown format, it's going across a lot. What I'll do here is I'll say make the dates show as columns. And I'll just leave it there. Let's see if it's smart enough to swap those around to where the habits are going down and the dates are going across. And we can see how that works. So it did exactly what I wanted it to do without giving it too much detail information. We can see here that it put some extra information up here about markdown. I'm not exactly sure what that is. And then it has this span information here. So again, you're seeing this live as it's showing it to me here. You may get some weird responses back like this here. So yeah, it is what it is. But this here did do what I wanted it to. So I can get the information and I can see what it is that I want to do. I can come in here and I'll say change the yes/no to be either check mark, or an X. And let's see what it comes back with here. All right, so we can see now instead of yes or no, it gave me the check mark for when it was done and an X for when it was not done. It still gave me this weird code and markdown message up here, but we'll just deal with that. We'll overlook it for now. What I want to do here is now show me the last 5 days, and we'll see what it comes back with. And we can see here it's now showing me the last 5 days. It still has the dates going across the top. And I have it's not really scrolling other than the fact that it has this information. So this was pretty straightforward and simple. If you, depending on how much information you have in there for it to work with, I could come in here and say, just give me a week or give me a month or quarter, whatever, and it will actually come in and format that information for you. And then you can go back and forth and tweak it on how you want it. I should be easily be able to copy this and paste it somewhere else if I wanted to. Or if you just want this information at a glance, here you go. You have the information, then you can go about your day. So this was just a quick use case, just showing off what you can do with Recall. It is primarily more for learning and doing research, but it has AI at its core. The information you're putting in is text, so it works really well with the text that you put in there. And as long as you format things in a way that is easy for the LLMs to work with, then you can pretty much prompt it for just about anything that you've put in and ask it questions about it, and it'll come back with that information. All right, so I hope this was useful. If you like the content, then subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, have a nice day.